Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Conversations with the Dreamers. I am your host, Petronella Mnenja. And as I always say, I am so excited to be the one who platforms these conversations. I am so excited to have these amazing conversations with these phenomenal men and women who are doing the most, who are moving and shaking things. And thank you so much for the support. The support has been overwhelming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. The support is noted and it's appreciated. Thank you guys so much. And y'all are not ready for today's guest. I am so excited. She is a phenomenal young woman. When I say she is a phenomenal young woman, it's an understatement. She is a young lady who is only 23 years old, but she has done phenomenal work. She has established a foundation that works with 32 orphanages. She has done so much work in the community. She has won 18 awards for the amazing work that she does in the community, and she's a nursing student. And she is also our first ever female guest. So please give it up for Miss Healing. I am so excited. Healing, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good evening.
Oh, good evening to you as well. And you have a beautiful smile, by the way. I love your smile.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much. You look gorgeous.
Thank you. Okay. So let's just start with today. How are you? How was your day? What have you been up to?
Fine, I'm doing great. I had a long day. I visited about two orphanage homes. Then I went for a studio picture because my birthday is this Sunday. So I went to take some studio pictures as well. But I'm doing great. I'm fine.
That's good. So please tell everybody, I tried my best to introduce you and give people a little bit of your profile, but I don't think I did justice to that. So before we even go any further, tell everybody who is Healing? Who is Miss Healing? Who are you, ma'am?
All right. My full name is Eziuka Healing Chinyere, and I am from Imo State, Nigeria. I'm the first child of Pastor and Pastor Mrs. Emeka Eziuka. I have three siblings, a brother and two sisters. I am 23 years old, soon to be 24 years in a few days' time. I am a BNS student of University of Jos. I'm studying nursing. I'm also the founder of Victorious Rhema Family Foundation, an NGO that takes care of the orphans, the less privileged, the vulnerable children, the physically disabled, the widows in about 9 states currently in Nigeria. We've visited
Wow.
9 states in Nigeria. And I'm currently building my own orphanage home in Jos, Plateau State in Nigeria at Basel local government. It's a 5 bedroom um, building. So yeah, I just finished the roofing last week, and I'm trusting God for funds to finish the entire building, the windows, the doors, the tiles, the POP and everything to make it very comfortable for the children. I also run a little restaurant. I cook from my house and school, pre-order food for students or anyone at all. If you order, you get your food in 2 hours time. So that's my little business I do to keep up the foundation running. So that's me in a nutshell.
Healing. How are you 23 years old and having a foundation and building one? Oh my God. That's a story I want to hear. How are you, ma'am? How are you 24 and this awesome? That's absolutely amazing. I feel like before we continue the conversation, I know so many people that would want to support and partner. If someone wants to partner with you on the work that you do, how do they do that? Is there a website? Is there a phone number? Is there an email address that you can share for those people that have heard you and they're like, oh my
Yes,
God.
we have a website. Okay,
Okay.
we have a website. Yeah, victoriousrema.org. That's the name of our website. Then we also have a foundation account.
Mhm.
Yeah, I will also send that to you maybe at the end of the video. and the website so as well. So we have website, we are on social media, we're on Facebook, Victorious Rhema Family Foundation, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn. So we're on almost all the social media aside TikTok. Yeah, so we're on social media.
Okay, you heard that, guys. If you want to get in touch with Healing to support your work, you can reach out to her on your social media. And as she said, um, at the end of the
Yeah.
interview, she will share the details with me. And when I upload this video, I will share the links on the description section. This is an opportunity for us to partner and support this amazing work that she is doing. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about the foundation later on. Let's talk about you and your upbringing. Tell me about your childhood. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, my childhood was a very wonderful experience, you know. Growing as a first child, I was learning from my parents, my
Mhm.
dad and my mom, you know. They were my first people I look up to. And I grew up in a Christian home. My dad is a
Mhm.
pastor. It's about my Christian life, you
Mhm.
know. I had this love and passion for people. I love seeing people smiling the way I always smile. I love seeing people happy. You know, anything I do, I want people to also do the same. In my house, you eat more than 3 times in a day. Sometimes you eat 4 times, depending on anytime you're hungry, just go to the kitchen and dish food and eat. So I grew up seeing some people not having food to eat. You know, once in a while, I can just take some food from the kitchen and just throw down. Anyone who needs food, I just give it to the person. You know, that was how the passion gradually started from. You know, and childhood was a very nice experience. I grew up with my younger brother. I'm older than him with 4 years, so we're doing things together. We wash plates together. We go to school together. You know, I'll hang my bag, he hang his bag, I'll hold his hands. We will gradually walk to school. You know, we do things together. Even till now, I'm even in his room doing this video. So we are so used to ourselves. My younger brother, he's the only boy. So my childhood was a very wonderful experience. I go out to play games with children in my area, that we call it area in Nigeria, our Angwa. Angwamu. You know, so it was a very wonderful experience, you know, as a child. It was
Mm.
beautiful.
That's amazing, Healing. My parents are also pastors, so two pastors keep
Ah,
speaking, that's
that's amazing.
yeah, it is. It is. So tell me about, I know you said that you grew up and then you would see some people not having food, and then that would
Yeah.
make you want to share what you had with them. Is that how the
Mm.
passion for the foundation started? How did you start the foundation? And at what age did you start it?
Okay. I started my foundation when I was 17 years old. I
Wow.
was in University of Jos. I'm still a student. I was actually my pre-degree, that's remedial sciences, you
Mhm,
know. Before I entered University of Jos, in my secondary school, that was where the passion really dawned on me. I attended Bishop's College Jos.
mhm,
Yeah. So when I was in that school, when I was in SS2, so my dad gives us break money, you know, every day because my secondary school was very far from my house. It's
mhm,
quite a journey, about 1 hour journey to
mhm,
school. Yeah, because the school was a very good missionary school. So we leave the house very early to meet up school and all. I noticed my younger brother. I will give him money and he will come to me and say, the money is not enough. He had to help somebody. He did it for like some few days. I had to call his attention to ask, who is this friend that he was actually sharing the money with? Then he
mhm,
told me it was his very good friend. His friend is very intelligent. I said, okay, can I have a conversation with a friend? So the friend came to my class alongside with my younger brother. So I asked him why I noticed my brother gives you his money, almost everything, and he comes back to me for more money. He had to tell me that his family are not so well to do. they don't eat breakfast before coming to school. He has to stay till when we close around 3 and he walks back home almost 4 p.m. before he gets food. He eats 1 square meal in a day. I was like, wow, that was so touching. So I had to tell my brother, don't worry, don't give him anymore. He should meet me. I'll give him my break money every day. So I did that from SS2 till when I graduated. I give him all my break money, and sometimes I take food from the house too as well. So I'll eat the food I bring from home and I give him my break money. I can take juice from the house and add it up for him with juice, then get him maybe egg roll or get him food from school for him to eat. So that was where the passion for people really dawned on me more, because I was like, this boy is so intelligent, but he has no food to eat. So gradually when I entered pre-degree, every day when I'm eating with my friends, I'll tell my friends, wow, we're eating this, we're eating meat pie, we're taking Maltina. There are a lot of people out there that don't have anything to eat. I kept saying it and saying it. So I had this friend who said, Healing, this thing is in you. Why not start up a foundation? And I was like, I did not come from a very rich background. My parents are just average people. We're not rich. I said, anything that has to do with orphans, has to do with helping people, you need funds to do it. He said I should just start it up anyhow. So I had to save my money, my break money. I was selling perfume in school to gather up some money. That was how I told people about my vision, my passion. I told the HOD of my department that I'll need the whole of my class to do an event. So this is how I gathered people. About 289 people came
Wow.
on the day of the inauguration, students. So yeah, so that was how it all started
Oh,
back
wow.
then.
That's
That's
beautiful. Mhm.
Yeah, thank you, ma.
Oh, you know what? You know what? What I like about your story is it's I always have conversations with people, and then people always say, everyone says live, find your purpose, live a purposeful life, live a purposeful life. But how do I know what my purpose is? How do I discover what my purpose is? And I've always said that pay attention to the things that call your attention. Pay attention to
Yeah.
the things that you feel like changing. Usually, that's where your area of purpose is. I am so passionate about education in rural Africa. I will go there, I will do tours, I will distribute books. I will pay for things when I can because I am so passionate about it. And you started the foundation because you wanted to see people fed, taken care of. And I think this is a gentle nudge to somebody watching us right now who doesn't know what they should do or whatever. Pay attention to the things that move you. Pay attention to the things that you feel like if I had $1 million, I would fix this. You don't even have to have $1 million, just have to have a burning heart and a passion. Thank you for sharing that
That's true.
story, Healing. It's so, so powerful.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Um,
ma'am.
okay, so talk to me about you started the foundation when you were 17. What sort of projects were you doing then, and how is the work evolved now?
Okay, so when I started my foundation, basically we're just giving them little foodstuffs and clothes that we get from people. Maybe we'll just tell people we'll have an outreach, we want to visit a home. They
Mm-hmm,
just give us maybe some clothes they are not really using anymore. And
mm-hmm,
I'll talk to friends, they give me little donations. We get some snacks and some drinks and just give them. But now, by the grace of God, we give people things in bags, bags of rice, bags of sweet potatoes, bags of beans. We give
mm-hmm,
people mattress, you know. We even go to the homes to cook. We do wider works now. We do bigger jobs. We do skill acquisitions now. We bring someone to train people, to train the children on some certain skills. We visit IDP camps. We give them raw food in bulk in IDP camps. We help people. We get to talk to some youth and know their basic needs. If they need, let's say, a sewing machine to enhance their skill, we try to see how we could provide it for them. We try to meet their major needs from the foundation. That's what we do. We also have some children under our scholarship. We give people scholarship to go to school. Yeah, we look for schools that we can afford their school fees, and we just talk to people who could foster them, who could be their sponsors for the timing they can be able to pay up. So that's what we do basically now. And we're also trying to fix our own home so we could have a home to keep our kids. And now we travel interstate too. I just came back from Kaduna. That was the last state I went to. That was February. Yes, February. I went to Kaduna State. Last year I was in Delta State. I was in Gombe State. I was in Abuja. I was in Bauchi. And yeah, that was the state I visited last year. So this year I'm trusting God. I might be in Ghana this year
Mm,
by
mm,
God's grace
mm.
for an outreach. I'm looking towards Ghana or Uganda, but Ghana is looking more. I think God wants me to be in Ghana by God's grace. September by God's grace. I'm
My God.
looking, yeah, I'm just trusting God for good collaboration
Mm.
and good donors who could key into the vision of it, and we do great work together.
How are you managing doing all that with school? Like, how are you managing that? What's your secret?
Yeah. Honestly, my secret is good. I have this favorite verse I love so well in Philippians that says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Strengthens me.
You know,
Mm,
I I love God so much and I always trust him for help. David said, I look up to the hills where cometh down my help. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of the heavens and the earth. You know,
mm,
in life, in as much as God has given to you a passion, you must balance passion and also education so that no one will fail.
mm,
So I try my best to, when it's time for me to go to school, I don't miss classes. I go to school. Whenever I want to travel for an outreach, it's most times during my holidays.
mm.
The only time I traveled during school time was the outreach I did in Delta. That was because I collaborated with someone in US.
Uh-huh.
So the timing was not so okay, but I just had to risk it. And by God's grace, I was not having any tests or any examination then. So I had to just go with some of my team members. But any major outreach I'm doing as aside Plateau State, it's during my holidays.
Mm. And I think that's powerful. I think like, we should focus on that a little bit before we proceed because I have a few groups that I mentor young people, and sometimes you see young people that are consumed with passion. They are so passionate about something that they will scatter education, they will scatter everything. And when you try to tell them that you need to find ways to work and balance everything, they feel like maybe I'm speaking in tongues. It's not possible. You can only do one thing at a time. So I think it's quite refreshing to be listening to a young person who is running a foundation, doing outreaches, and also pursuing their education. I think it's a powerful lesson in resilience and in exploring your potential to the fullest. You can do all of the things. And I think that's very, very amazing. And thank you for sharing that lesson. I feel like it's very important. Don't in my language we say hakuna chinomedza chimwe. Nothing is bigger than the other. Let's do everything that we are supposed to do at the same time. So I think that's very,
Yeah.
very amazing.
Your
Healing.
your language, your language sounds like Hausa.
Oh, really?
It sounds like Hausa that we speak here in Plateau. Sounds
Okay.
like Hausa language.
I should start Hausa. I should start how I'm making so many Nigerian friends, Healing. I think
Uh,
I will come to Nigeria soon because I have.
please come to Nigeria. You have
Yeah,
healing here, so you can stay with me.
that's
Please
good.
come to Nigeria. Yes.
I visited Nigeria once in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, I
During
went.
during the COVID period.
No, before COVID started. It was early
Before COVID.
years. I think
Okay.
it was in April 2019. I went to the University of Ibadan. So I was at the University of Ibadan for about a week and then was in Lagos for a few days. And then I went back. I was still in Harare then. I hadn't moved to the UK. So
Yeah. You didn't come to Plateau State.
I love Nigeria, but your food is spicy. I can't eat pepper. Healing. I can't. My tongue will burn.
You went to Lagos, that was why. If you come to Jos, we don't really eat pepper that much here.
Mm.
it's depending on the person. Like me, I don't really like pepper that much because I had ulcer at a point, so I don't eat pepper. It
Mm.
affects me. Yeah, but my house in general, we don't eat pepper like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Yoruba people, they love pepper a lot.
They put pepper in eggs. Like, why are you doing that to the poor eggs? Like, what did eggs ever do to you? They're just eggs. Why are you violating the eggs, people? Like,
Yeah, sorry. Don't worry, when you come to Jos, won't put pepper for you.
okay. I should come to Jos soon. Healing. I feel like we should talk a little bit more about the process of setting up the foundation. I always like people. I always love people. I always wanted for people to share the tiny bits of the experiences they had in setting up something. Because when someone is watching us now and they're listening to you and they're thinking, oh my God, just this 23-year-old girl who just did this. If she did, then I could do it as well. So it's like,
Sure.
what were sort of like the challenges? What sort of things do you have to navigate? The planning, the funding, how was the process like for you so that we get a nuanced picture of your journey?
Okay. I think the two major challenges I had when I started, one was funding,
Mm.
money, funding,
Mhm.
ego, kudi. Funding was one
Mhm.
of the major challenge because raising funding is very difficult, especially in Nigeria here.
Mhm.
You know, the ability to convince someone that this is what you do and they should support, it's a little bit hard because when you meet someone and talk to the first thing they will say is, the country is not good though. The government is not good though. They've not even gotten what to eat, talk more of eating and giving out. And
Yeah.
you won't blame them because honestly, in Nigeria, things are not easy, you
Mm.
know.
I think it's all of Africa, things that have.
Yeah, it's true,
Mhm.
actually. So secondly, it's mobility, means
Mm.
of transportation. I don't have a car, I don't have a bus. And this is one of the major challenges till now in the foundation, means of transporting people from one place to another.
Mm.
Because if I have an event now, if I want to go somewhere, I have to pay my team
Mhm.
members transport. I have to
Mhm.
um for the things I'll take in, if it's food, if it's foodstuffs, if it's cooked food,
Mm.
the means of converging everything from one place to another, it's really, really not easy. So the
Mm.
major challenges that we've been having, one is funding, and the second one is the transport.
Mm. Okay. And
Yeah.
how have you managed to navigate that? So how do you deal with that? How do you handle such challenges when they arise?
Okay, so what I do majorly is I just talk to people that were traveling, we're traveling for an outreach and stuff. People just try to support us. Then we get to rent a car or a bus that will just converge us from where we're going to the other states or to the venue for the event.
Mm.
So we just use funds to pay, but we will be so excited to have a bus in the foundation. Honestly, this is our major prayer for the year and the completion of our building project.
Mm. Mm. Oh, okay. I love that you're a person of faith, and I truly believe that if you ask of God, He will give us. And I feel like you're doing such phenomenal work. God is going to open doors, and you never know who is watching, you never know who is listening. Someone might just have a burden on their heart to partner with you. And I truly, truly, truly wish you well, and I'm sure it will work out for you. So healing, when
Yeah.
if someone comes up to you, a young girl, and says, Healing, I have this big passion, I have this big project that I'm thinking in my head. Can you please give me some advice? What sort of advice would you give young women out there who are daring to dream? Maybe not to set up a foundation like you, but maybe they have something that they want to do in their community. What sort of lessons have you learned from your journey that you would share with somebody else that wants to walk the path that you have walked?
Okay. The thing is, the first thing I'm gonna ask the person, I'll
Mhm.
ask the lady is what's your passion? What's
Mm,
driving you? It's
mm,
one thing to know what your passion is and what's driving you, and it's another thing to know how to follow your passion and work towards it. You know,
mm,
some people they don't really understand the difference between passion and will I use the word like liking to do something?
mm,
For instance, let me use if you come to Nigeria, there are a lot of people, young people, you see, trying to start up a foundation, not because they have the passion, but because of the little benefits that are attached to it later in future.
mm,
That's why when they start, they don't last in it. They
mm,
just they just end up by the way, you know. So it's one thing to know your passion, it's one thing to understand your passion. And the Bible says that write down the passion and make it clear. You know, write down the vision. What's your vision? Write it down and make sure it's clear. You know, so if you understand the passion, you know, there are sometimes I try to stop myself from doing some certain things, but I can't stop myself because the passion is driving me.
mm,
So I always tell young people this: know your passion. And another thing I tell young ladies that come to me for advice is learn to live above the noise. A
mm,
lot of people will say some things that will weigh you down. But as long as you have the passion and the vision, just learn to live above the noise. You know, a lot of people will say this. When I started my foundation, a lot of people said things, and I felt so bad, and I felt like maybe I'm so young, I should just stop this. But I call them noise because they are negative words. So they are all noise, you
mm,
know. So I always tell myself I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So look at the positive area, look at the positive side of it. Don't always dwell on the noise. People will make noise. But at the end of the day, those people that are always talking, they'll be the ones to clap for you.
mm,
So this
mm,
has been my two watchword: living above the noise, and I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I
mm,
have one major belief in life: as long as your heart is pure and your hands are clean, there is nothing you ask from God that He will not answer. So
mm,
these are
mm.
the three major words I encourage young ladies with.
Amen.
Amen.
Well, I loved all of it. I love all of it. And I love the wisdom. I would just say as well, I recently wrote something on my social media that play with passion or don't play at all. So many people, like you talked about, people will start things because they see other people doing them. So I have seen people who have tried to write books just because they have seen me write books. I have seen
Yeah.
people who have tried to copy things that I have seen other people do, but because they don't have the grace for it, they don't have the conviction for it, they will just
Mm,
last 2 days and then they disappear. I've seen
yeah. It's
people
true.
say, I want to start a business, I want to do this, and
Mm,
then they set up a Facebook page and they only post three things and they disappear because it
mm.
was never their passion to begin with. They didn't
Passion.
have the staying power that comes from the conviction of owning something that this is my thing. So before you
Mm,
just start, do you have the staying power, the conviction to say, you know what, I may not get donors, I may not get funding, I may not get whatever it is that I want, but I'm doing it because I am convicted to do it and I have the grace for it. And I think that's a powerful lesson. And I love that it's coming from a young person like you. Like, you know what, it's one thing to say I want to do this, and it's another thing to actually have the grace for it. So thank you, Miss Healing, for such profound
thank you.
words.
Thank you, my darling. Thank you,
Uh,
ma.
oh my God. So let's talk about school. What are you I know you're studying nursing. What are your plans? What are you looking forward to in the future after you finish school?
Okay, so I'm currently in 400 level, BNSD nothing. So
Okay.
I trust God. I should be done from school by next year by God's grace as a
Mhm.
graduate of BNSC nursing, So I want to travel outside the country.
Mm.
I have this love for I love Canada a lot. In fact, if
Okay.
you come to my class, if you come to my, let's say you want to pay me a surprise visit and you come to Nigeria and you come to University of Jos and you come to 400 level class and you say, you're looking for Canada. If you just say you're looking for Canada, I say, oh, you're looking for healing? I always I always just say, I want to go to Canada. I'm tired of this Nigeria in school. So I have plans of leaving the country after my degree. That's after my internship. By the
Mm.
grace of God, I have plans on leaving the country. Yeah, so I just trust God for open doors. So if I travel outside the country, I trust God to work hard to see how I can be able to support my orphanage home. Because before I travel outside, by the grace of God, I should be done with my building. So I should have my own children in their homes. Then I have a very good team members. I have about 40 team members, active team members. These have able hands that are willing. They've been working with me for the past 6 years. This year, July, will be 7 years. So
Mm.
we've been doing exploits together for the kingdom of God. So I know what they really need now is fun. If they have funds, they know what to do.
Mm.
They know which home needs help, they know how to tackle it, they know how to reach out to them, they know how to, at least for the past 6 years, they've been trained well already, so they know what to do.
Mm.
So I know even if I go anywhere, I have good team that can be able to do the necessary work by the grace of God. We have
Oh.
secretaries, we have financial secretaries, we have medias, we have PROs, you know,
Mm.
a lot of escorts, and we have members and we have volunteers, people who come and go. And we have members, we have people who are in the team. That's like the staff. Yeah.
How how has it been like working with a team of 40? Like how have you managed to do that? Do you have any leadership training? Like how are you navigating leadership at such a
Okay,
young
so
age? Mhm.
okay, so how it all started was when I was doing my remedials, So I graduated as the best student in my pre-degree, my remedial. So I was very sound by God's grace academically. So I was teaching some people mathematics in particular. So a lot of students knew me in school. They knew that healing was good academically. So I do teach people, I do tell people about God. I draw them to fellowship through that means. And when I started my foundation, they showed interest in it. So my friends and people, they all said they would like to join, they would like to join. So that was how we started together with them. And today we are now families. We are no longer friends, we're now family.
That's
So that was how
amazing.
it has been. And by God's grace, God has been helping me to use wisdom to to hold the foundation, because most of these people are older than me. Some of them are graduates already. They're done with school. Some have gone for NYC. Some are preparing to go for NYC. Some
Mm.
are working. Some are married. They are older than me. Almost aside my younger brother in the team, and I think the secretary and the PR, the rest people are older than me. They are
Mm.
far my senior, but God has given to me wisdom to know how to work with everyone. Wisdom is the principal thing, and in all we get understanding. So
I love
God
that
has
scripture. In all you're getting, get
yes,
understanding. Oh my
yeah.
God. That's amazing, Healing. I have to say you are wise far beyond your age, which is very amazing.
Thank
So
you so
yeah, I think we're about to come to an end now. So tell us a little bit about the projects that you're working on currently. So what sort of groups of people do you work with? What sort of projects are you doing? Are you excited with at the moment? Just let us in on what's going on.
okay in the foundation, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. So currently in the foundation, we're building a 5 bedroom apartment for the children.
Mm-hmm.
Each room has a toilet and a bathroom room, like it's together, the bathroom and the toilet is together in the room.
Mm.
So we're gonna be having, I trust God to have 50 children in the home. It has a parlor, it has a kitchen, it has a store. We have veranda in the home. I'll send you the picture of the building.
Okay, that's
So as well.
amazing.
So
Mhm.
yeah, so we've done last 2 years I bought a land.
Mm.
Last year I started the building, that's the block work. So by God's grace, this year we've roofed the orphanage home. So we're trusting God for windows, for doors, for tiles, for to finish the building. So we need about 10 million naira to finish the building, to be done with the building.
Mm.
So majorly this is the key work at hand now. Then this May 27th, it's going to be Children's Day. So we plan on having a fun fair for the children
Mm.
this 27th. Yeah, so 27th May is Children's Day. It's a public holiday in Nigeria for
Okay.
children. So I'm trying to see how I could get 1 or 2 persons so we come together and do something fun for the children. Last year, I collaborated with Domino's Pizza.
Mm.
They said I should bring about 30 children, which I did. So they gave them pizza, I got them drinks. So we collaborated together.
Oh,
No,
that's
collaboration, it's beautiful. It eats the expenses, you split everything. So it's beautiful. And all glory goes back to God. So, so
wow.
this year, we trust God to be in Ghana or Uganda, but my mind is going to Ghana. So I'll use one stone to kill two birds. I want to go to Lagos and Ghana at
Mm.
the same time.
Wow.
So that project, we've already done the budgeting for Ghana and Lagos, which is 5.2 million naira.
Mm.
But the transport of both the things will be taken to them because in Lagos there are a lot of foodstuff that are very expensive. So once we buying things like tomatoes from Jos, onions, beans, things that are cheaper in Jos, and taking it down there to Lagos for the children. So from Lagos we go to Ghana and see some of the orphans there and have fun with them and preach the gospel to them and come back to Nigeria and come back to Plateau State just.
Wow, that's amazing. It looks like you have an amazing year ahead of you, and I'm so happy for you, and I am so proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you,
You're
ma.
doing phenomenal work. You have no
Thank you so
idea. We love to see young women like you who are, going out there and living their lives, not bothered
much.
about when this is gonna happen and what's not gonna happen. Just fully living their lives, exploring their strength, and doing everything that God can enable them to do. It's so, so amazing. So, before we conclude healing, I know you've already given us the two lessons, reflecting on your entire journey now, like everything you've learned in your life. What parting
Okay.
shots do you have to say? What sort of final words do you have for the people that are watching us today?
All right. I would like to end with this word that says, do not be deceived. God is not whatsoever a man soweth, same shall he reap.
Mm,
Young people need to know so. If you walk with God with a clean heart, if you walk with God faithfully, God is not unjust to forget his labor of love. As
mm,
long as you do things for people, as long as you do things, not just people that do things under humanitarian service, like naturally, like maybe you help somebody, maybe your friend, it can be your friend. Sometimes these days, the way some friends do backbite people and oh, you feel so bad about it, you feel so sad, you regret. No, don't regret. God is not unjust to forget your labor of love. That thing that you've done to somebody today may play back in several years to come. So as long as your hands are clean and your heart is pure, there's nothing you ask God that He will not do.
you had it from
So you,
healing, guys. Mhm.
yes, ma'am. Thank you so, so much. So young people out there, keep trusting God. Keep doing the right thing. Keep living above sin. Try not to sin. I know it's very difficult, but when you have the fear of God in you, live a pure life. Young ladies, keep your body, keep yourself pure. And at the end of the day, all glory will go back to God, and you also give yourself a good name, and you know, you'll be happy that you did some certain things. Keep some principles to yourself too as a young person, as a young lady. Make sure you have some good high esteem for yourself so that some things will not freak you and your end will be glorious. This will help.
I feel like standing up and shouting hallelujah in the building.
You're so funny.
Oh my God, you heard it from Healing, guys. Watch your hearts, guard your hearts jealously, guard your reputation, have self-esteem, do what is right, and you'll be rewarded for it. Healing, thank you so much. This conversation has been absolutely beautiful, and I am so proud of the work that you're doing. I still can't believe that you're only 23, soon to be 24. This is
Yeah.
amazing. And I think your story is going to inspire so many young women out there, because when you get a
Amen.
certain age, when you get to 23, 24, people are busy asking, where is your husband, where is this, where is this? So for us to be having young women that are saying, you know what, husband will come, I'm walking in my destiny, husband will come, I'm walking in my purpose, that is phenomenal. And thank you for being a beacon of light and being a beacon of hope and showing women all over, in Nigeria, in Zimbabwe, all over the world, that it is possible. You can live a life of purpose, and you can bring real change to the community. Healing, thank you so much. And everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching Conversations with the Dreamers. I
Thank
am
you.
so
Thank
excited.
you so much.
I am so
Thank you. I'm
excited
so
to
excited
platform
to
these
have you
stories.
too.
I am
Thank
so
you so much.
excited. Awesome, Healing.
Thank you.
So everybody else, thank you for joining us today. We had an amazing conversation with Healing. She is phenomenal. She's an inspiration. When I upload the video, I will share the link to your website. I will share the link to everything that she does. And those people that want to partner with her, you heard her. She needs a bus. She needs money to finish the building. If you're moved to give something, if you're moved to partner with her, this is your opportunity.